COVID pandemic affected all sources of foreign exchange for Nigeria. The worst hit was the oil sector, which saw oil prices fall below $0 per barrel, owing to little or no demand. CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele says the dependence on this major resource has to stop.
We cannot, as a country, depend on that alone. We will depend on it, but we will not. We should not, as a country, depend on that as a source from which we earn foreign exchange to fund our foreign exchange import obligation. We have to go back to the pre-oil period where we funded our import obligation also from export earnings. And that is the reason we are saying that today the journey begins.
That journey, according to the governor of the central bank, begins with the introduction of the RT200 FX program, which stands for Race to $200 billion in foreign exchange repatriation in the next 5 years from non-oil exports. The RT200 program will focus on 5 major areas: value-adding exports facilities, non-oil commodities expansion facilities, non-oil foreign exchange rebate scheme, dedicated non-oil export terminals, and biannual non-oil exports summit.
We will put this in place. We are saying for them to process them into semi-finished or finished goods that where there has been a lot of value addition that would have created employment, that we will fund their obligation. We will fund them to acquire plants and equipment. We will fund them to open factories for 10 years loan and 2 years moratorium, and indeed at 5%. That is the only way people can now be encouraged again. And they say, wow, I'm no longer going to go to a bank and look for a loan to conduct a manufacturing and productive activity that will result in export earnings and take the loan at 20 or 30%. That I can now go to a bank and benefit from an intervention facility at 5%. That will certainly reduce the cost of production.
When questioned about the compliance of commercial banks that had become dependent on the central bank for foreign exchange, the governor gave a hint on what's to come before the end of the year.
The banks don't have a choice. And I said so this morning in the meeting. I said, the era is coming to an end when you, because your customers need $100 million demand for foreign exchange, or $200 million, you want to pack all the dollar and pass it to CBN to give you dollar. It is coming to an end because, and I've told them at the meeting, before or about latest end of this year, we will tell them, don't come to central bank for foreign exchange again. Go and generate your export proceeds. Fund people who want to generate export proceeds. When those export proceeds come, we will fund them at 5% for you. Yeah? When those export proceeds come, they will earn rebate. That's how we can help you. Then when those proceeds come, sell those proceeds to your customers that want $100 million or $200 million. But to say you will continue to come to central bank to give you dollar, we would stop it.
The CBN governor also called on all state governments with existing ports willing to partner with the Bankers Committee to establish not only dedicated port terminals, but also the entire ecosystem of world-class infrastructure needed for non-oil exports. Onyi Sunday, Arise News.